Hey everybody, welcome back to Steel Velvet Gaming. Thanks so much for stopping by. Today I wanted to do a quick video on how to cook pet food. I've had a couple questions about cooking and how do you start cooking and when can I make pet food. So I wanted to do a quick video for you guys, not only when you can make it, but how to make it. So first you're going to need a residence. And then you're going to need to put a cooking utensil like this one inside of it. You can buy these from the chef in the inn here in Valia, or any chef vendor, but you can also make them in your tool workshop, and they are better than the ones that you can get from the vendor. So once you have your cooking utensil in your residence, you're ready to cook. So you walk up to it, you hit R, and it opens it up. This is the interface that you're going to see. So I'm going to make pet food today, or what is called good feed. It's to feed your pet companions that do your looting for you, because they do get hungry, and once they're completely hungry, they won't do anything for you, they won't loot for you or anything, so you have to make sure you have pet food for them. And this is by far the best thing that you can do for them, is to make your own food. You can purchase it from the cash shop, but I just think that this is better. And you get 40 recovery from this one. There's also a higher level organic one that takes more ingredients, but I'm just making the basic pet food today. So to make this good feed that will restore 40 to them, you're going to need meat, you're going to need mineral water, which you can purchase from the chef vendor in the inn. You're going to need flour. Now you can make flour yourself using the produce button and grinding it. In this little one right here, you hit grind, and you can throw, if you have corn, wheat, potatoes, sweet potatoes, I think barley as well, you can turn into flour. It doesn't matter what kind of flour, you're just going to need one form of flour, and that's how you get that. So back to our cooking utensil. I have already made it, so it's going to show up in this list right here. I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down to it, click on good feed. And what it shows me is what I used all the times that I have succeeded with this recipe. Now, one thing to remember is that your cooking level must be at apprentice 1. If you're still beginner, it's not going to work. It's going to say you are not skilled enough to make this, and it will take all of your ingredients that you put in, and it's not going to tell you what level you need to be to make it, but it's just going to say that you're not skilled enough. Sorry, I'm going to take all your stuff. So you have to be apprentice 1. If you are still in the beginner stages, you need to be making beer for your workers, I think is the best way to level up, but you have to be apprentice 1 or above to make it. So we're going to go ahead and throw our ingredients in here for good feed. And it takes 6 meat. Any kind of meat will do, except for, they say chicken or lizard, but it's any form of bird meat or lizard meat. So if it looks like a bird or a chicken in the icon, you can't use it to make good feed. It has to be this meat icon to make food for your pets. So we're going to put 6 in there. Now remember, you're only putting in the amount for 1. This is the recipe for 1. If you want to make more, that's what this continuous production is for. But in these little boxes, make sure you're only putting in enough for 1 good feed. So 4 of our flour, 3 of our mineral water that we purchased in the inn, and then 2 dried fish. Now it can be any kind of dried fish. It cannot be seafood, so seahorses are not going to work. Any form of crustacean or shellfish won't work, because that falls under the seafood category. It has to be dried fish. It'll have an icon somewhat similar to this, and you're going to put in 2 of those. Now, because there are 5 slots here, if you have 1 dried minnow left and then 1 dried perch, you can put 1 of each in, and it's still going to count it as 2. The same goes for meat. Say if I only had 5 weasel meat and 1 pork, they're both considered meat. I could throw 1 more pork in there and it would count it as 6. But obviously you have to fall within this 5 ingredient. If I wanted to use 5 and 1 of meat and 1 and 1 of dried fish, it's not going to work because there's not enough slots. So just be aware of that. Now I'm going to want to make more. So here's my ingredients for 1. I'm going to hit the continuous production. Yes, I understand. I'm going to go ahead and hit maximum quantity for this set of ingredients. That's going to be 5, and hit OK. Now what it'll do, it will make 5 and use the ingredients, but remember, only put enough for 1 into those boxes, or it will say this is not the correct recipe and it's going to take all of your items. So just be aware of that. And also, cooking does use energy. So if you wanted to make 5 and you only have 4 energy, it's not going to do it. You're only going to be able to make 4 or 5, depending. So it's going to use up your energy when you do this. Make sure you've got plenty of energy for making however many you want to make. And depending on your skill level, I could proc more than 1 good feed. Also, make sure you have at least 2 spots. I would recommend up to 5 spots available, because you do get the byproduct that I'm getting here. All these different ones. There are 5 different dishes that you can get to turn into different NPCs for various items used for cooking, or to get cooking XP or contribution. So make sure you have the pack slots available for all of these dishes to go in there, because you're going to earn them as you cook. And that's pretty much it. That's how you make pet feed, kind of a beginning tutorial on cooking. If you want to hear more about cooking, or curious about a recipe or a skill level, where to find quests, just throw it in the chat box below in a comment section. I'd be glad to get to it. I'll get to your comments as soon as I see them. I do check it fairly regularly, so within an hour or 2 I'll probably get back to you. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by. Again, on Twitch you can view me there at Steel Velvet. On Twitter, Steel Velvet MMO, Hitbox, and obviously here on YouTube, Steel Velvet Gaming. Thanks, guys, for stopping by, and you take care.